Hey y'all, welcome back to the party. It is me, your BrittReacts, and today we're going to react to Seeing Your Wife's Ex-Boyfriend by Nate Bargatze. Maybe.
I'm very excited to be here. My name is Nate. I'm married and stuff. This is what marriage feels like, by the way, what it feels like in here right now. It's just one person talking, the other's like, I'm gonna get out of here. That's
Fairly accurate.
I'm from Nashville, and me and my wife, we were in Nashville last summer, and we went out on the lake with some of our friends, and we were like floating around the water, and there's a guy in a boat like right next to us, and my wife was like, oh, that's my ex-boyfriend in that boat. Now, I didn't know who he was, so she didn't have to say that at all, you know? She was just basically like, are you having fun? Because I like to put a stop to that. And make you stare at this guy the rest of the day.
I don't see the problem here. Where's the problem? Some things are just educational, Nate. You needed to know, because had he come up to me or swam up to her in this case, you'd be like, why didn't you tell me that was your ex-boyfriend? That's what we call girl logic, ladies and ladies. I'm not talking to the men. Ladies, I'm talking to us.
So I'm like staring at him, and then I look at my wife, and she's staring at him, and I feel like she's staring at him to see what her life would be like if she didn't marry me. So I started staring at him, because like, I want to see what my life would be like if I didn't marry her, you know? And we were putting so much pressure on this guy, and we stared at him for a while. He did nothing exciting at all. Okay. And, we looked back at each other and just realized, you know what, we don't have a boat. That's the only difference. My friends were like, you should have went and tried to fight him. Why didn't you go fight him? And I was like, well, I would have had to swim over to that fight. So I don't know how intimidating that is for a guy to see a head in a life jacket floating his way. And then I gotta get in the boat, you know? Like, have you ever tried to climb into a boat from water?
While you're wet?
It's not aggressive.
Slipping
it takes an
and
hour
sliding.
if no one is in the boat. Like, if he's in there, I'm never gonna get in. I would need his help. I'd be like, could you help me into this boat? I can't tell you why, but I really need in this boat. Me and my wife fight a lot, like normal, like normal fighting. It's easy to fight when you're married, I think. Marriage and prison are the two easiest places to start to fight. Everybody's really tense and on edge. No one remembers why they got there. My wife will get mad like when I hang.
I just want to be clear, you guys. It's 5:57 a.m. when I'm filming, and I'm not like, normally if I have this out and my eyes are watering, it's because I'm laughing so hard. I do think this is funny, but I'm not laughing that hard. It's early, and the lights are bright on my face, and nah. Anyway, he's summing up marriage pretty well, and this is coming from someone who's only been married a little over 2 years. But for everyone that I do know that's been married, he's summing it up. He's summing it up. And his delivery is so like melancholy and cavalier and nonchalant. I love it. It's my favorite.
Hang out with my buddies. She's always like, oh, you always have so much fun with your friends. You always laugh with them a lot. You never laugh that much with me.
Girl, you're not
like,
funny.
Yeah, I hang out with professional comedians.
That too.
It's a pretty good time, Like, they make jokes, new jokes every day. She doesn't make jokes ever. She makes a lot of lists. She does do lists though.
Guilty.
Just a ton.
So many lists.
She's in charge. She runs everything because she knows everything. Like, I don't know any stuff.
Anything.
Like, I don't know how much money we have. Like, could not even ballpark it. I don't even know where it's at. I don't even know how to get it if I had to get it. What bank we go to? I don't know. Like, I can't get robbed because, like, if some guy's like, let's go to the ATM, it's like, well, I guess we gotta wait for my wife to get here.
Or the gas station where they'll charge you a fee.
She can't leave me because I wouldn't know how to get stuff, Like, she can't even die. If she starts dying, I'll die so much faster than her because I don't know what to do. Like, I don't.
So are we all living the same life, or is it just me and Nate? Nate's wife Is it Nate's wife and I, or are we all living the same life? Because the amount of times I have a text, a call from my husband, like, which account do I use? Or blah, 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 blah. It's like, boy, if you didn't have me, you wouldn't know where your underwear were and where to put them on at. They'd be on your feet. Dirty. I'm a little triggered. Nate's wife. I'm triggered. Nate's wife.
I'll die so much faster than her, because I don't know what to do. Like, I don't have to call her mom and be like, hey, did she ever bring up bank stuff to you at all? Did you ever talk about that? Or what did she do for a living? Do you know? Yeah. What was her deal? My job is like, you gotta protect, I guess, the house, I guess. I don't know. If someone comes in, I don't have a gun to protect us. I have a pocket knife. That's what I have next to the bed. Like, that could do nothing. I could hope to aggravate him at best, Like, I'd cut him, he would just rip my shirt, and he would kill both of us. That's best case scenario with the pocket. I don't know how to use this knife in the middle of the day, much less I'm gonna wake up out of a dead sleep and have some kind of knife skill I've never had before. So what we do is we sleep strategically in our bed to, like, prepare for an attack. Like, I'm here, like, she's here. She's, like, closest to the door, but
no.
It's, she doesn't even know there's a strategy. So
okay, now I have tears.
So the plan is like, the guy's gonna come in, right? And she's gonna lunge at him. She'll lunge. She'll probably...
Again, yawning because it's now 6 a.m., not because Nate is boring. Nate is quite hilarious.
Is like, the guy's gonna come in, right? And she's gonna lunge at him. She'll lunge. She'll probably be like, oh, I felt like I got pushed. And I'm like, well, you don't know what lunging means. She'll lunge. She'll put up a good fight, all right? At least a good enough fight that I can be practicing with my knife on my side.
Not practicing
just a
with
little,
the knife.
Ready for him. That's when... We have a daughter now, and so it's getting, 2-year-old daughter. It's getting pretty serious between me and my wife now. And it's, I don't know. I was living in New York when my daughter was to be born.
Idiot.
She was not born here, though. We flew home. She was born in Tennessee. I didn't want her to be born in New York, I don't need her growing up thinking she's better than me.
Bingo. Nailed it.
Yeah.
As someone with a birth certificate that has the state of New York at the top, someone who recently may or may not have moved back to the state of New York, I can attest to you, I feel like I'm better than anyone who doesn't have those things. I don't know what gives us the mitigated gall, the nerve, the audacity, but we all feel that way, whether you're like a transplant or a true-born New Yorker. Can't explain it. Means it's true. Nate, you did good. You did good.
I was like, you start where we start, all right? No one gets a leg up in this family. It was wild. I remember, like, on the way to the hospital, I was like telling my wife, I was like, look, I don't want to see anything, all right? It's going to be gross. I wish it was like the 50s when they didn't even let men in the hospital. But it's not. Now doctors are like, do you want to deliver the baby? Why don't you do most of it?
Right.
They just pull the baby out, and they're like, here, cut the umbilical cord. They just told you to do it real fast. I didn't take a class. They just act like I'm the guy that cuts umbilical cords at the hospital. I almost cut the wrong part. Like, I don't know what it is. And they're like, that's not right. I was like, well, why don't you do it? You did go to doctor school for this. Why am I doing minor surgery right now? I mean, is it cheaper? If it's not cheaper, I don't want to do it.
Right. Hello? Risking my child's belly button.
And then they just hand you your baby, and they're like, all right, I'll see it. Like, doctors are so unimpressed with birth.
Dang, he nailed this. No, let's talk about this, because the rate to have a baby in the United States right now is preposterous. And that's coming from an insured American. Do you know how many uninsured Americans are out here popping out babies? And you mean to tell me the doctor, literally, I think the doctor, the one that delivers the baby, not the amazing nurses that come in and give you the care, not the anesthesiologist or, anyone else. The doctor who does the delivering of the baby will come in, give you the little 1-2 step powwow, You don't see him again until you've already started pushing. Okay? The nurse is like, okay, we're going to push and we're going to wait for the doctor. God forbid the baby doesn't want to wait for the doctor, but that's a story for another day. The doctor shows up, you push, the doctor hands you your baby, the team steps in and does their job, the doctor takes off their gloves and their, surgical gown, throws it away, wishes you luck. You never see that doctor again. That doctor makes a disgusting amount of money from that, I don't know, a cumulative 5-minute interaction if you have a smooth, easy labor, which I've been blessed to have twice. Pay your nurses more. Hospitals, pay them more. I said what I said.
And they're like, good luck. And then I remember the first question I asked, I was like, how much do you feed it? They
scoot you out the door.
It sounded like I was buying a hamster at a pet store, where do they figure it out on their own? Or the big message they tell you, they're like, all right, whatever you do, let's just try not to shake this baby. That's the number one goal. And they tell it to you almost like, obviously you're gonna want to shake the baby, but
Wait a minute, what
you're gonna want to shake this baby. That's the number one goal. And they tell it to you almost like, obviously you're gonna want to shake the baby, but it would be just so awesome if you just did not shake this baby.
I love his accent.
And then I watched a video of a guy, and he was like, here's what I do when I feel like I want to shake my baby. Like, he was like, I take walks, I walk about 70 miles a day. I walk a lot.
70 miles?
I've barely seen this baby. And then I signed a certificate like I was in kindergarten that said, all right, I'm not gonna shake the baby. Like, quit asking me. I didn't even think of it till you guys brought it up. I've never heard the word shake so much in my entire life. Like, that's all we talked about for 3 days. And the first night we got her home, I remember she was like crying for like 6 hours, and you're like delirious and confused.
6 hours?
And I was like with my wife, and I was like, wait, are we supposed to shake this baby? Like, is that what they said, dude?
Because that's how you guys listen.
We didn't shake
in
her, so I feel like I gotta say that. Like, you guys don't have to call somebody. We have rocked her pretty hard, though, but it's...
Oh, no, that's right. You're like, go to sleep.
You know.
Go to sleep. My favorite part about this is that he didn't crack a smile the entire time. Like, he's got such a dry delivery. And his Tennessee accent, I love Tennessee accents because they're, like, unassumingly extra country, but, like, they mask it in a very interesting way. I don't know. I like him. Nate's funny. He looks familiar. Like, is he in movies or something? Oh, wait, the end screen has him on SNL, but I don't know if I've ever seen him on SNL. Anyway, I enjoy his sense of humor. I think he's great. That was funny. So relatable. Almost disgustingly relatable. It's too early in the morning to be able to relate to some of that. I'm angry. I'm happy and I'm angry. Go and have the day you deserve. Goodbye.